Hey y'all, I'm finally coming back to talk to y'all about number 3 in Joan Vassar's Sweet series, Sweetest Taboo. Bruce Smith is tired of living a life full of lies, whereas Scott Wilkins is tired of drifting through his life. Can a murder case full of injustices bring the two closer together? So first off, shout out to Joan Vassar for writing this third book. I don't know if she did it for me or just because she had it in her. I know she had it in her. But y'all know I am a big fan of this series. And I was looking forward to one of these main characters. This book is most definitely about two black men finding love in the 1960s. And unlike the last two books, racism and homophobia are active villains. Well, as active as they can be, but you'll understand if you bother to read it. So like I said, I was excited for this book because Bruce is Alexander's cousin. He's the white passing cousin from the first book who gets Jack from the second book out of jail in the first book. And y'all know I was super excited about that. But if you know anything about passing, Bruce is very interested in that we think he's going to be like everybody else who passes, in which they deny their family. But like from jump, we're told that no, Bruce would never deny his mama. Homeboy was like, I got you up until this one point. I am not denying my mama. And then you have Scott, who, spoiler, thinks Bruce is a white man up until he meets Bruce's mama, and then he's like, oh wow, y'all, except for the skin tone, y'all look exactly alike. And then of course when he realizes the deal with Bruce and his mama, he's like, I get it, I too loved my mama. So this one is really for the gay guys who love their mama. And again, as I said, racism and homophobia, unlike the other two books, plays a for real active part in this book, in that the racism and the homophobia is not done directly to the actors in none of these three books. Like, you can say it's done to Jack in the first book, but Jack was not a primary character in the first book. He was a primary character in the second book, which is so funny because technically it's being done to Jack in the third book as well, but he's like a secondary, tertiary character, and he has a lot of agency. Like, he not taking that shit. Like, Jack said, baby, I got a husband and a wife and a child at home. I'll fight you today. But like, yeah, the racism and the homophobia is in the foreground, even though it's, again, not being directly done to the main characters. It's not super, it's a little gruesome. It's a little gruesome. I don't know, to me, it felt like Vassar was making commentary on the current state of what is going on with black people through the lens of the 1950s, or rather through the lens of what is going on to these characters in this 1950s setting. Like, one of my highlights is, I think it was Scott saying, segregation is meant to stop you from thinking beyond what you see. And there's like a lot of good lines here because people were very clearly highlighting, but it's very obvious that, you know, Vassar is definitely weaving a great tale, but also commenting on things that can still be attributed to what's going on today. That being said, it's really 5 stars all around. Like, I enjoyed this book. I enjoyed that the title of the book comes up during a damn sex scene. I thought that was hilarious. I enjoyed that we get to see Michael and Alexander again. I enjoyed that we get to see Jack, Lamont, and Vicky again. Although this story takes place technically within the time frame of Bittersweet, because you have to remember, in Bittersweet, they have that second child that's named after Jack, and then they have to go and get Lamont's youngest brother, so they technically have a third child. But in Sweetest Taboo, they only have the first baby, the boy. Does that mean anything? Probably not. But I would like to think, that Vassar may or may not continue to write in this universe. I know she won't, but damn it, I would love it. I don't think I have anything else to say about this one. I feel like I got to 5 minutes purely by rambling. I definitely like this book, and I really think it would have been great if we could have gotten like more of Bruce being like more books with Bruce being a detective. But this one case was so heavy. It's like, and that's what kills me about this book. That's why I keep saying like racism and homophobia are specters and not like active villains, because clearly this case was an instance where racism and homophobia literally met and connected up, and the way it ended was like, are you serious? So I could see Vassar like not wanting to continue on with that, but at the same time, no, give me 3 more books with Bruce being a detective, like more of that. And then there was a piece from the beginning, like the whole reason Bruce and Scott even end up meeting, like, why didn't we get revenge on that guy? Can we get revenge on that guy? And then high key, because of the second book with Lamont's younger brothers, I was like, so are we gonna get a story where we find them other 2 brothers Lamont got? I don't know. I'd like to see it. But again, I gotta give Vassar her points, because this entire series is really very well done. I should really consider trying to get physicals of this series, because I really was such a fan. I don't know if I'll be getting into any more of Vassar's works. Like, I read a lot, like a lot of the summaries, so I see where she's going. But like, I can't make that promise. Clearly, as you see, it took me forever and 20 days to read the last 2 books I've read. But again, I do find her to be a very phenomenal author. Like, somebody I would immediately say, yeah, go read that. Go read that. She be spitting. She know what she's doing. But again, I say that I enjoyed every piece and particle of this entire series, and I think, like, I have no regrets with Sweetest Taboo. Probably my only regret is that I did not like blog out this whole series, but you never know. I think in my heart of hearts, I can't let go of that idea of how Vassar chooses to handle again, racism and homophobia without sacrificing a good romance. But yeah, if you like Black gay romance, 1950s New York as a setting, and a real but not gruesome handling of hard subjects, then this book is definitely for you. I gave it 5 stars, and you can take that how you feel. I enjoyed it. Have a great one.